what injuries have you gotten, and how did you adapt?
So obviously active lifestyle, growing up and spending my life in the SEAL teams, ton of injuries from everything. I've had MCL tear, sprained ankles, shoulders, wrists, lower back, elbows, but the most serious actual injury that I had was I had neck surgery. Mm-hmm. So I had a foraminotomy in my neck, which is they go in and they scrape some bone away from the foramen, which hurt bad when they did it, but it's been really good. I had like lost movement in my arm for a little while, my right arm.
From your neck?
From my neck injury.
How'd you do that?
Just grinding over time. And I remember there's one part of SEAL training where you're carrying these boats on your head, which is not that big of a deal. But then the instructors would jump from boat to boat. So you get these 200-pound instructors, and they're just jumping. The boat's on your head, and they're jumping from boat to boat. And I remember an instructor jumping into the boat and landing pretty much where I was. And I remember hearing a grinding noise in my neck. And of course I was 19 years old, so I didn't care. Bring it on. But they don't do that anymore. They actually don't jump from boat to boat anymore, which is cool. They shouldn't, because it's not good for you. So, but anyways, with all these injuries, whether it's MCL tear, whether it's high ankle sprains and all kinds of ligament damages in my ankles and my lower back, which I've injured a few times, almost all muscular there. What I do is I do the same thing with all of them, and that is I do whatever I can. When I hurt my knee and I couldn't squat, I could do like a quarter squat. I did a quarter squats. I'd go out in the garage and I'd stand there with no body weight and just do quarter squats and get the blood moving. And then I'd try and do my other body parts and, could do pull-ups still. And so I did dead hang pull-ups because I couldn't even move my knee to like kip at all. Right. So I did what I could there, so you can't do ring dips, do regular dips. If you can't do dips, do push-ups. If you can't do push-ups, push off of a wall, whatever it takes to get something done. You can't lift that 40-kilogram kettlebell, lift the 24-kilogram kettlebell. Just do something, move, get the blood in there. And not only does it get the blood in there, because I always think that the more you're moving and the more you're using that range of motion, the faster you're going to heal. You're just circulating more repairing nutrients to your body. So it would make sense to me that that's going to help you heal. Now, of course, you can re-damage. You can go worse. If it hurts to do a quarter squat and so you do half squat, you're going backwards. Yeah. So you want to stay within the range of motion where you're not re-injuring it or making it worse. So don't be stupid, but do get the movement going. And also, I don't know what I would do mentally if I couldn't do anything at all. Now, when I hurt my neck, though, I was laid up. I didn't think I was going to be. I was just going to power through it like a tough guy. Yeah, no, I was laid up with my head and it just hurting. But I'll tell you, as soon as I could get up and start trying to walk around, I did it. And like I said, try to stay sane. And then the other thing that happens is when you have these injuries, you got to adapt your goals, and you just got to set new goals. Okay. And really, I've never really fully regained the strength in my right arm and my right pec. It's not as strong as it was, and it's definitely way weaker than my other side. It's probably at 70 or 80%. Okay. And, I just have to say, okay, well, what can I do? It's like, okay, you're going to be you're a normal human now, so here's what your new goals are. And I'm still trying to improve and get better at whatever it is. But, injuries are going to happen in life, and you got to just do the best you can to work through them as smartly as you possibly can. And
kind of to add to the train smart, this may seem obvious, but when you do like higher reps, like heavier weight, or not higher reps, sorry, heavier weight, lower reps or real explosive stuff, you're going to be more prone to injury. So even being just more conscious of your movement, and really avoiding those types of movements when you feel an injury start to come on, like if you get a little lower back thing or a shoulder thing.
Oh, for sure.
Just be conscious of your movement way more.
today I was deadlifting and I was like, nope, okay, we're done deadlifting for the day.
Yeah.
And you know, I definitely spared myself being laid up, you know, and I just got out the roller and just ground it out for a while, got out the ball, ground it out for a while. But for sure, you got to listen, you got to pay attention.
Yeah.
And if you feel that little twinge, it's no big deal. You know, there's plenty of other ways to get your workout on besides jacking the big steel. So
yeah, and you like how you were saying, body weight squats. You'll just do a, you know, like if you had a 6 squat workout planned, and you feel your lower back or your IT band is a big one where when you get after it in squats, that'll a lot of times act up.
Well, I sprained my ankle probably 4 or 5 months ago, and I couldn't do. It was weird. It's one of those weird things. I couldn't do overhead squats, but I could do overhead squats with
like after a snatch.
Yes. I couldn't do overhead squats because it hurt my ankle for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But I could do front squats and regular squats. And I couldn't go to full depth. The ones I could still go to full depth on, again, I don't know why I'm not a physician. Front squats felt the best. So I started doing more and more front squats at the time. And then eventually, you know, and now I'm back to doing everything. So figure out what you can get away with, figure out what you can do, and do it.
Also, when in regards to being conscious of like your movement, a lot of times, I know this is the case for me where I'll get little injuries from just like racking or unracking weights, just because it's like,
well, then maybe you need to do more functional training, my friend.
Well, I don't always get injured, but I'm saying you can get little things, you know, because that a lot of times that is like it's unconscious. I'm gonna just put this over here, you know, and you're not. Meanwhile, if you do a clean and jerk, you're like, okay, I'm gonna focus on this good technique and all this. So. Again, that goes along with being careful of your movement, being conscious of it. Yeah, especially when you hit that fatigue, when you know you've been working out for 3 weeks straight, hard, very little rest. You're on it, you know, and you start to feel these little things come about. I think it's important to be conscious of those things.
Yes, and also to what you were saying earlier, if my head's not in the game, I'm not jacking the big weights.
Yeah,
because you got to be thinking about it. You got to be thinking about your body position, you know, before you just try and grab on this big weight and throw it around. You know, you got to get your head in the game.